Yo, welcome to the Bank Shot first episode. My name is Jorge Fernandez. Been watching basketball since 2013, so I kind of new gen when it comes to this basketball stuff. I'll let Jaden introduce himself.
Hi, my name is Jaden Reyes. I've been watching Bull in and out for like a couple years, but I officially started, I'll say around 2014, 2013, around that time, same as Jorge. Basketball is a big part of my life, and I'm pretty sure Jorge as well. So I'm really happy to be doing this podcast with my boy. So let's get this started.
Bro, of course. Actually, like before we get to like the main point of the video, we should be like, what's our favorite team, favorite players, so like shit like that. I'll let you go first.
All right, my favorite player is Kyrie Irving. I don't really have a team. I know this seems like bandwagoning, but I really I go to what team Kyrie goes to, and I don't just support him. I support the team because when the team's successful, Kyrie's successful. Yeah.
All right. So my favorite player is LeBron. I know it's kind of basic, but he's the guy who brought me into basketball. I'm a Knicks fan. Also, the Heat are right up there, mostly because of LeBron in 2013. But yeah, so Knicks fan first. Feel me? So, all right. So let's start with the video. We're here talking about the playoffs and what's gonna happen. And so yeah, sure. Like starting off in the West or East. What do you say?
We could start. I feel like the East is gonna be more interesting, so let's start off in the West.
All right. So the West, we don't know who's gonna win the play-in tournament because it is today, but I think it's the Warriors. But either way, I still have the same response. Either who wins, I still got the Jazz.
I feel like the Jazz, they're an underrated team. The Jazz, they're not the first seed for no reason. They have a really good defensive anchor, Rudy Gobert. They have a really good leader, Donovan Mitchell. They just have some really good pieces around them. Not to mention Sixth Man of the Year, a candidate, Jordan Clarkson, who could give you 40, as we've seen. It's a really good team. Another, I think, Joe Ingles as well is there too. It's just a bunch of really good players on that team.
The candidates were released today for the sixth man is Joe Ingles, Jordan Clarkson, and Derrick Rose. Surprisingly, big Derrick Rose fan myself.
Yeah, I would like Derrick Rose to win.
Yeah.
We should talk about awards before we get into the playoffs.
We go awards.
Yeah.
So first MVP. All right.
I got my boy Jokic.
I got my boy Curry. Like I know it's more likely that he's gonna win it, but this man Curry has gone crazy. You feel me? I know that Jokic is a higher seed and his stats are also amazing, and he's probably gonna win it. But Curry has been that guy. But you could also have Jokic second. Who you have second?
After this last game, I'll put Curry second.
Curry second.
Over Embiid.
Third, I know that kind of just came out and Embiid is like top 3. But personally, I would pick Giannis over Embiid if I'm being honest. Like
that's
this man, you think about it. This man has been doing everything he's done the past 2 years, and he's won MVP the past 2. And it's not like this Bucks team is ass. They're the 3rd seed for a reason. So,
yeah. I mean, it's more like how you get tired of voting for the same person.
Yeah.
So that's why he won't get as many considerations. But I'm pretty sure he's top 5. Last time I checked, I think he's 4th.
Yeah,
so he's still getting his consideration, but I don't think he's winning it. I'll give you my reasons for Jokic. Jokic, without him on that team, I don't even see them in the play-in. You can make the same argument for the Warriors, of course, but Jokic, when Jamal Murray got hurt, really stepped it up and not only brought his team to end the playoffs, but like a 3rd in the playoffs. He's really the main reason. He does everything for them. And yeah, he lacks on defense, but people don't like to mention he actually is not that bad of a defender. Now he's not on the ropes of Bam, Rudy, AD, and Joel.
That makes more sense.
He's a decent defender because he is 7 foot at the end of the day. He's gonna block. I think he averages a block and a half, which is not bad for someone like him, and he averages almost a steal.
Mm-hmm.
which is really good. He's excellent floor vision. I like to compare him to LeBron, but at the center, like the 7 foot position version
I
of
like to think of
LeBron.
him as like a point guard stuck in a center's body. Like he's
Yeah,
basically a point guard, you know.
he's a facilitator at the end of the day, and that's the beauty of Euro players. A lot of these
Mm,
EuroLeague players are very versatile. We see Luka Doncic, who's gonna for time to come, he's gonna be MVP candidate
of
constantly.
course, yeah.
Just very versatile players. So yeah, that's why I say Curry. Curry definitely is number 2 for me. The scoring that he's did is Kobe-esque. That month in
100%.
January when Kobe
100%.
was just balling out,
Yeah.
Curry balling out is crazy.
Um, so like for me, it could go either way. Like I guess I think Jokic will win it this year, but I'm going for Curry because when this man is on the court, he just makes everyone better like that. Like
Yeah,
LeBron. I remember when Westbrook won MVP in 2017, everyone was like, Westbrook is the best point guard. Well, he was that year, in my opinion, but everyone was making it seem like it was this landslide because people were saying Curry always needs a super team to win. But Westbrook did it with his second best player being Victor Oladipo. And we know he was not the Victor Oladipo we know right now.
of course.
So it's crazy that we're in the year 2021 and Curry has done the same thing Westbrook did. And I feel like
It's
if we,
different though.
I mean, it is because, you know, situation.
And he's a lower seed too.
Yeah. But I just thought about it. Both of these things happened because Kevin Durant left.
Maybe Kevin Durant is the GOAT. Nah.
Nah, 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 nah.
Nah, I totally see what you're coming from.
Yeah.
But Westbrook, the difference between Westbrook's MVP ballot and candidacy compared to Curry's is Westbrook had the triple double. First time we've seen this in
Mm,
years, like
yep.
since Oscar, and he was 6th seed. You know, I seen a great argument that Damian Lillard brought up, I think today, where he said I had the same stats as Curry, but because I'm HC, nobody gave me no love.
Yep.
Curry shouldn't get no different treatment, and I agree. Damian Lillard is a really good player.
100%.
There's depending on who you count as a point guard, there's different hierarchies and rankings for them, and Dame is up there with Curry. I'm not saying he's as good, but he's up there. He has a chance. He's really good. He's a really good point guard.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So
um,
I think we should do the defensive player of the year next.
DPOY.
For me, I think it's a landslide, to be
Landslide.
honest. I think Rudy Gobert, like what this man does for the
Landslide?
team, like you got to think about it. He elevates his teams. You got to go into the advanced stats. I know it's not all about that, but that's a big part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Rudy Gobert not only makes his teammates better in a way that's not offense, only defense. I
Yeah.
can't really think of a player. I might be bugging right now, but I can't think of a player like that altitude that makes his team that much better just by defense. And I'm not saying he's ass at offense, but he's not great, you know. He's only an all-star because of his defense. So obviously Ben Simmons could guard all 5 positions. I understand that. But what Ben Simmons does, Gobert could do too. When it comes to guarding like centers, and to a certain extent, like obviously Ben Simmons is like quicker. He could guard all 5 positions.
Yeah.
But like there's been a lot of people who could guard all 5 positions, and just because they could do that doesn't mean they're a defensive player of the year. Obviously they're a candidate, but um I have Ben Simmons second for sure. That's my opinion. You're muted.
Yeah, my bad. I was talking to our other co-host who should have been here, but
Oh
he
yeah,
had to go help his mom, so it's fine. He'll be in the next one.
yeah.
Um, but all right, so I don't know about landslide, but I do think Rudy Gobert should win because as we seen, one of the best finishers right now is Zion Williamson. One of the best layup finishers, best dunkers right now we have. When the Jazz goes against the Pelicans, you see a drop in
Of course,
Zion's ability to finish around the rim, and that's because of one man, and that's Rudy. You know,
of course.
Rudy Gobert is a menace on the rebound, on the blocking side and the paint defense. And it's not like, oh, he blocks shots, but he really like he holds down that paint. Anybody who goes down there, you're more likely to miss. When Russell
Mhm.
Westbrook was top of the league, when he was MVP candidacy, he was struggling to finish around Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is an amazing defender. You see now, when we go into Ben Simmons could win it 1 year maybe,
Yeah, one
because
year maybe for sure. He
he
got
could
the
guard one
potential.
through five for
Hmm.
sure. He could guard 1 through 5. He could extremely well. Now I'm not saying he's going to hold AD in the post, because AD's a monster. He's not holding. You can't stop superstars, but he could. He does his best as he can, and actually disrupts the offense. Um, and I want to talk about Draymond Green, who a lot of people are upset that he took Bam's third spot. And we have to realize Draymond Green on that Warriors team is the best defender. And he's a big reason why a lot of players, like the game we just saw the other night against the Lakers, is a big, he's him and Wiggins, of course. Wiggins, you got to give him his
Now
credit.
Wiggins was going crazy. Like I'm not like he surprised me. He surprised me.
Wiggins was doing his thing, but Draymond was there with him too. He made AD miss so many shots. Yeah, AD ended up with a lot of points. That's because, like I said, you cannot stop a superstar.
Mm.
But Draymond Green is a big part on why the Warriors came back. See, if Draymond got ejected that game that against LeBron, I don't see the Warriors losing by 3. I see them losing by way more. Bam is a great defender though. Don't get me wrong, but right now it's Rudy, Ben, and Draymond for me.
Yeah, like Draymond's also great. I feel like people give him a lot of slack because of his offense, but defense, come on, one of the best in the game. Next rookie of the year, I feel like we don't even need to talk about it that much. LaMelo Ball, of
LaMelo
course.
Ball.
Like we both love. Well, I don't know about Jaden, but I love Anthony Edwards. He gives me a lot of Kobe-esque vibes because of the way he plays the game. Not as saying he
Yes,
has the like. I'm not
I'll
that I'm
say Vince
saying.
Carter.
Nah, like because Vince Carter, he did do a lot of rebounding and playmaking, but I'm not saying Kobe didn't do that, but he was more of a scorer. Kobe was more of a scorer, and I feel like
That
Anthony
defense is
Edwards.
suspect though.
Yeah, defense is crazy, but like if we're talking about
He's one
straight
of the worst
offense,
defenders right now
like straight offense, like I feel like he has the potential to be
on the offensive.
amazing, 100%.
Yeah.
Next is
Oh, nah. I was just
oh yeah.
LaMelo. We gotta appreciate LaMelo,
Oh, of
Ryan, man.
course, bro.
Pleased to report.
LaMelo Ball, like come on now, like he's been great.
Not to upset the Alonzo fans, but that's really what LaMelo is. What everybody wanted Alonzo to be when he came
Yeah,
into the league,
that's
and
facts.
it's really just a confident aspect. You see LaMelo Ball out there. He has so much confidence in his game. He goes out there and does his thing, passing, scoring, rebounding, and he said it himself. He plays the game like it's a game of 21. Um,
Yeah, bro.
Anthony Edwards, amazing
Amazing.
agility. He's a great shooter. We've seen him drop 40.
Yeah.
And let's not forget Tyrese, man. I hope he gets
Tyrese, amazing. Like Kings did a
hope
great
he gets
job.
better.
Yeah,
He's an all around guard. And I
yeah.
like him. I like him on that Sacramento team, repping Sac Town. He's
Mhm.
gonna turn them around. I don't think by himself, but he's definitely gonna bring a new culture to that team. And it's gonna be great to watch him in the years coming.
Yeah, I love Sacramento. I always liked them. I always liked their team. De'Aaron Fox, DeMarcus Cousins, all that. Most improved player, I think that's obvious too. Julius Randle.
Mr.
Like,
Randall.
man,
In the beginning of the year, my boy Jeremy Grant had it. He was my number one.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's
He
give love
got
to
hurt.
Jeremy Grant too. Yeah, love to Jeremy
Uh,
Grant.
who would you have second? Because I might have Jeremy Grant second, unless you could remind me of someone else.
Second, I need to look at the candidates right now. Though you can keep talking about like who you got second and shit like that.
Julius, because we no All-Star to All-Star in 1 year. Jeremy Grant was on verge to be an All-Star, but he got hurt sadly.
Mm-hmm.
And third, I forgot who was third, but I feel like Jaylen Brown has gone underrated in this league.
I see what you mean.
Everybody recognizes his greatness, of course, on the defensive end, but he's been able to evolve his offense. Like he really he comes down the court dribbling the ball, shot creator, doing
I
his
feel
thing.
like he gets really overshined by Jason Tatum, and like Jason Tatum is the better player, but Don't sleep on
It's
Jalen
not that
Brown.
far. I don't think.
I
I
wouldn't
don't think it's that far because Jalen Brown is a better defender than Tatum.
100%.
But we've seen Jalen Brown. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I paid attention to Jalen Brown because he's one of my favorite players. He could score. Like
Of course, bro. I'm not
when
saying he's
Tatum's struggling, Brown will give you 30 piece, almost 40 piece. I've seen it.
I know.
Kemba's been struggling all year. Brown has stepped up his game. Brown has been shooting that pill, driving into the paint, being aggressive, and still playing great defense. That's amazing. That's what you call a two-way player.
Yeah.
That's an evolved 3-and-D.
So I checked the NBA Most Improved Player final candidates, and it's Michael Porter Jr. I don't know how we forgot about him. Man has been amazing. Like, when you think about it,
I knew I forgot about somebody.
Yeah, when he first got into the league, it was a lot of conspiracy of what's going to happen because his back, major injury. He came into the league and he was doing good, but obviously not amazing.
Yeah.
And he just turned it around. I was actually shout out to the Through the Wire podcast. I listened to their podcast, and they were saying that I don't know who it was specifically, but Michael Porter Jr. could take over Jamal Murray's spot as in like the second scorer, the second most important scorer, second option. And I could totally see that. Like, no disrespect to Jamal Murray. Actually, I don't know if Jaden remembers this, but he was like, I really liked him. Like when he first came up, like I don't know why, probably because he was Canadian or some shit. I don't know, but like I really like Jamal Murray. But what Jamal Murray is doing now, Michael Porter Jr. is doing in the second year. Just regular season, not playoffs.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got Michael Porter Jr. number 3 in like the race.
That's very good. I totally forgot. And you're talking about Pierre that said that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pierre. Shout out to KB. Kenny Beecham. GOAT. Shout out to all them boys. Inspirations. If I talked about this earlier, if Michael Porter Jr. could step up as that number 2, because he shot really well while averaging around 20. If he could step up and improve in rebounding and stuff, and in his defense, because he's a little iffy on defense, and you keep Jamal Murray as a third option, that's a championship caliber team.
Yeah,
Jokic is already MVP candidate. MPJ, he's scoring amazing while shooting really good. Jamal Murray, we already seen what he could do. We saw Bubble Murray. That's Stephen Curry 2.0.
I mean, it was going crazy. It was going crazy.
We've seen him. If he does that 1/3 and doesn't have the stress of being the number 2, he could just take the back seat and score when he has to. That's a championship caliber team in a couple 100% years.
I agree. Next, coach of the year, I got Tom Thibodeau. Like this Knicks team had no bias though. Like this team had no aspirations for anything. Like we thought they were going to be ass, and they ended up being a top 4 seed, home court advantage. Who would have thought that? Let alone make the playoffs. They're a team with home court advantage.
Sure.
I saw this graphic that 5 years ago, the top 4 teams were the bottom 4 teams 5 years ago. And it's crazy how much things can turn around just by everything. I love the way the NBA is going in this direction. New York team's good. Chicago team getting good. LA team. We always got Boston. Philly's doing amazing. The top teams are doing great. Top city teams are doing great.
Yeah.
So yeah, Monty, give love to Monty Williams too, what he done to that Suns organization this past year. And that credit also goes to Chris Paul a lot. But Monty Williams is my second, and he's been amazing. So all love to Monty Williams.
I was thinking about Tom Thibodeau being my first choice, but I had a few conversations with a few people, and they convinced me that Monty Williams is a really good coach. Like,
for sure.
He's definitely changed. Like, not of course you give credit to Chris Paul where they do. He's like a mini LeBron where he changed. He could take a team that was not considered the playoffs.
Look, bro.
That's what I mean in that aspect. I'm not comparing the game styles.
I'm just saying, like, yeah.
I'm comparing how they both could turn a team that's not considered playoff bound to playoff teams.
Nah, you're
We've
right
seen
about
it
that
with
part. You're right about
OKC.
that part. Yeah.
We've seen it in the Rockets. I know the Rockets are gonna make the playoffs, but we never seen them that close to contending to a finals. To go into the finals. And now the Suns, they were seen as bottom of the seed playoffs, like eighth through maybe sixth. But with Chris Paul and that coach, Monte Williams, their second seed, they was competing for first seed at one point.
Yeah.
Also love to Quinn Snyder, you know.
Oh, 100%. Yo, like who would have thought? I would have thought that honestly, after the first round, they would have gone like this horrible thing. They could have gone like the eighth seed because that was a heartbreaking loss in the first round. That's what I
Heartbreaking.
thought. So when I saw this, like the Jazz are doing so good and they're the first seed, even without Donovan Mitchell, they were still putting up wins.
But enough.
So
Yeah.
that just shows like how good that Suns team is and how good Rudy is, because he is the second or first best player on the team. I honestly think he should be an MVP like
Second.
consideration too. He's definitely top 10 for me. Wait, what happened?
I'll give him second, not first.
So I mean, yeah, like it could go either way, So
do you know the Hawks coach?
nah, let me bro. I feel like such a
'Cause
casual right now, bro. What's going on? Hold up.
Because that's another person that's top five for sure. Because he turned that team around.
I mean, I wouldn't
He
say all
turned,
that because you got to remember, like they did sound like five different people in free agency.
but Lloyd Pierce, the first coach, had them like
Nate
bottom of the
McMillan.
seed.
Nate McMillan.
Yeah. So he brought them to the fifth seed. Like he changed them because it's the same team, just like without Rondo and
I
Lou
mean,
Will instead
you
of
got
Rondo.
Danilo Gallinari, Bojan
But that's
Bogdanovic.
still the thing. That's still the same team.
I mean,
That's still the same team from the beginning of the year.
sure.
For the most part, because you add players, but like it's a team sport. You're not just gonna carry a team by yourself because you also need other people to put points into the basket. You know what I mean?
I have him top 10.
Top 10, not top 5.
Nah, because you gotta think about it. Like now, thinking about it more, Clint Capella didn't play a single game for them. Man is averaging 16 and 13 or close to that. Bohan, Danilo Gallinari, all of that. He does deserve some love. He's definitely like one of the top coaches right now. All right, so the playoffs.
Now we into the playoffs.
We into the playoffs. Feel
Hot
me?
topic right now.
Western Conference first. So 1-8 matchup. We don't know who's gonna go, Warriors, Grizzlies, but let's say it's the Warriors. I think it's more, thing. I still got the Jazz winning. Me personally, if it's Warriors, which I think I'm gonna go with the Warriors, I feel like Curry could average honestly like 40 points this playoff game. I mean this playoff series.
Against
The Jazz. I honestly feel like he could do that.
With
So
that good of a defense, because Donovan Mitchell's a good defender himself.
But Donovan Mitchell isn't going to be there for like the first 2 games or something like that. You got to remember.
He's so injured.
He said in the interview that people asked him, "Are you going to be ready for the playoffs?" And he said, "That's the goal." He only started being more active like not that long ago, so we don't know for sure. But my guess is that he's going to miss like 2 games.
You see that changes a lot of things.
I mean, if it's only like 2 games though, like I see them going 1
2 games. 2 games could really like affect the team. The Jazz, because the Jazz really they're a good team, but they really depend on Donovan Mitchell and their scoring, and he's a really good passer. He's an underrated passer.
I would have said that last year. I would have said it last year for sure. But they're doing fine without Mitchell. Like, my thought was that they're gonna be like, how LeBron teams used to be with the Cavs, where if LeBron got injured, it takes a day off, they're losing that game.
Yeah.
But recently, I mean, the Jazz without Mitchell has been afloat. They're still the first seed. I thought they would have been dropped to second or third by this point. So
I don't see them better as that Warriors team though.
Really?
Because
that's a hot take.
Because all right, so the best player on both teams, even if Donovan is there, is Curry. We know this, right? But then, all right, now you have Rudy Gobert and Draymond Green, who are both top 3 DPOY candidates, right? After that, who's the third or fourth?
For the
You got
Jazz.
Wiggins. No, in general in that series.
Oh,
Wiggins is the fourth best defender on both teams combined.
are you
Both,
talking about just
but
defense? You forgot Royce O'Neal is a great
I'm
defender.
I know, but Wiggins has guarded 2 through 4. Royce O'Neal could really guard the 3, 4, and maybe the 5.
There's a
And
statistic out there though that guess who's guarded the most star players in this league this season?
Ben Simmons,
Royce O'Neal.
bro,
You can fact check that, and I also signed the Through the Wire podcast.
bro,
Royce O'Neal has guarded the most star players in
maybe I'm
this
sleeping on Royce
season.
O'Neal
You are, bro. He's where it's at.
because I just found out like a couple months ago about Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, he's been doing really great production for the Warriors. I don't know, because you see now you open my eyes to that, because I don't think nobody's stopping Royce O'Neal, but again the
When it comes
Jazz
to
do
defense,
have.
when it comes to defense.
I mean, my fault. I meant nobody's stopping Curry,
Oh, Curry.
right? But that's a lot of switch defense you could do on the Jazz. Now that I think about it, if Donovan comes back and those 2 games was close, and Donovan comes back game 3, a switch between Donovan and Royce O'Neal could be crazy. If that's really the case, and Royce O'Neal really out here being a Curry stopper, Mr. Delamendova
Yeah,
part 2.
but listen, you gotta think about it too. Like, back to he's guarded the most players in most star players. You know what's number 2? Dylan
Wiggins,
Brooks. And
Oh
Dylan
yeah,
Brooks
Dylan
is going
Brooks.
against Curry tonight.
You see,
So
Dylan Brooks is a problem. Only issue with him though is he fouls. He gets so many foul calls.
yeah, that's facts.
He gets way too many foul calls. He needs to chill out with the fouls. I mean, I don't think it's his fault, but he plays that gritty defense, you know. But yeah.
So for
What you think?
this
How
is my
many?
prediction. Like, even if it's the Grizzlies or Warriors, I got Jazz in 5 or 6. I'll say Jazz in 5.
If it's the Warriors they go against, I'll say Jazz in 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's the Grizzlies, Jazz in 4 or 5.
So you do agree that the Jazz win?
The Jazz will win either way, because yeah, they're a better team.
Right.
You know.
So
But,
yeah, 2-7 matchup. I feel
favorite
so
is the
bad for
Lakers.
Chris Paul, bro.
The favorite is the Lakers, but who's guarding Chris Paul on that team on the Lakers?
Dennis Schroeder.
Who's guarding Devin Booker?
Devin Booker.
Because you can't put Schroeder on both of them.
Hold on. I mean, it's not like Dennis Schroeder is like that good either.
He's not. He's above average defender for a point guard. But it's really that's the thing about the Suns team. It's really whoever has the hot hand. Like if Booker's hot, you can't stop Booker. We see him. Yeah, he lost, but he dropped 70. Chris Paul, when he's hot, he's a facilitating god.
Shooting guard is KCP. I don't know how I forgot that. Yeah.
KCP's
So he's guarding
not
Devin
guarding.
Booker.
KCP's not guarding Booker.
But here's the thing: who's guarding LeBron James,
That's
Anthony
the thing.
Davis, and
That's
Andre Drummond?
That's definitely the thing. You see, you have players you could throw at them.
Of course, Mikal Bridges. That's not
Mikal Bridges, you could throw at him, and you switch on. You got Jay Crowder, gritty defender.
No, Jay Crowder's out.
Jay Crowder's out?
Never mind. I'm bugging.
Oh, I'm about to say.
I'm bugging.
So you switch to Jay Crowder right there. And Ayton is not the best defender, big man, but he's a body. He's a body you could throw down there, disrupt something, maybe. Hopefully he don't get dunked on, because I don't want to see that young man's career get ended. If LeBron dunk on Ayton, I feel bad. I'm sorry.
Shit, AD is gonna dunk on him, bro. What are you talking about?
That's definitely. You see, it's so because if they had a better defending big man, then this is a series. But as it looks right now,
you don't think it's a series?
If they had a better defending big man.
What? Okay, so what you're saying is that right now, because they don't have a good defending big man, it's not a series.
Because you need somebody to stop AD.
I mean, look, AD's been stopping himself recently. In the first 3 quarters of that Lakers-Warriors game, he was ass.
But
Man's
the playoffs is something different.
even
We
if
all
it is
know.
something different, like
We all know playoffs. When the playoffs come around, players pick it up. Look at what's his name? That was on the Mavs that beat LeBron. Jason Terry.
Jason Terry.
Jason
Yeah.
Terry started playing like a Hall of Fame. Nah, I'm fucking.
Nah,
He started
I
playing
wouldn't
like
say
an
all
All
that.
Star.
He
He
was
started
playing
playing
better
like
than
an All-Star.
LeBron. Better than LeBron
He
that
was.
year.
He was out playing LeBron. But yeah, you never know. You know. As of right
So
now,
final
I want the
prediction.
Suns to win the game. I really
They are
do.
100. They are, bro. They're not gonna
I
guess.
don't think 6 though. I don't know 6. I'll go with 5 right now, but we'll see how the first game goes because we know LeBron likes to fill out the offense and defense. So they might lose the first game, maybe
I got Lakers in 7 because of that, actually.
7.
Because you also got to think about this Lakers team only played 4 games together.
Yeah,
You got to think about it.
but they were playing good in the fourth quarter.
I mean, yeah,
and
but
the third,
that's what you said though. The fourth quarter, we
and
can't
the third,
expect
yeah.
that when they're going against the second seed in the West. It's not a,
Yeah.
you feel me? So I
Mhm.
got Lakers in 7, but Lakers are winning.
I got Lakers in 5 or 6.
Damn.
I don't think 7.
All right.
I don't think it's going that deep. Especially Chris Paul having, being injured most likely in the playoffs. Always happens. Hopefully it doesn't, but yeah. All right. Nuggets, Portland. I got the Nuggets winning in 7.
I generally don't know who to give this to. I really don't know.
I got the Nuggets winning in 7. Because you're not stopping Damian Lillard. But Yusuf Nurkic is not staying in front of Jokic at all.
Don't sleep on Nurkic. Just not like he's some ass. Like,
I'm not saying he's some ass, but Jokic triple-double machine. And I said it. You remember I said it. If Jokic is more aggressive, he could be one of the best scorers. And he's how much he's averaging? 25? Which is not
Jokic?
Is way more. Yeah.
I think 26.9. I think something like that.
Yeah, 27. That's really good. Because thinking about it before, he used to average 20? Now he's averaging 20, a near triple double. CJ's another problem. But he has to show up. Mm-hmm. He has to show up because if he doesn't show up and Michael Porter Jr. drops 30 and Jokic has a triple double, I don't know. Dame is gonna show up. We know Dame is gonna show up.
Actually,
it depends on CJ McCollum.
Now, thinking about what you said, yeah, you swayed me. Like, I feel like the Nuggets, like, for sure got that series. By the way, he's the MVP. It's not really. Come on, this man's MVP. I know they didn't have Jamal Murray, but it's not like it slowed them. It's not like it slowed them down. They're still doing amazing without him. So
and they still got that good rookie point guard. I know he's 30, but he's still a rookie.
I wouldn't say he's that good, but like a good passer, yeah.
He's like a Rubio.
Yeah. So I got Nuggets in 7 too.
Depending on how CJ plays, Portland could pull it out game 7. But as of now, I got the Nuggets in 7.
Yeah, I feel you for sure.
Now rematch 4-5.
Clippers and Mavericks. I got Mavericks in 5. No. Let me chill. I feel like they got Rondo this year, so that helps a lot.
Is Porzingis playing?
Yeah, he's good.
Okay. All right.
Me personally, I don't know why. I feel like this Mavericks aren't going to do good as last year because the Nuggets
didn't even do good last year against them.
I mean, they got 6. They
also made Luka turn the ball over like 10 times.
First game. I don't know why I'm getting this feeling it's going to be a 5-game series, and that sucks so much because like I really like Luka and the Mavericks organization. I love what they're doing.
The issue was that Paul George Kawhi defense switching.
Yeah, bro. But he took care of that last year. It's not like
Paul George was selling though.
He was selling.
And Paul George, I know a lot of people that know me personally know I trash Paul George, but to give him his credit, Paul George has been really good in the regular season, both on both
Yeah, we
ends
gotta give
of
him
the floor.
the respect on that. He's definitely him.
If he carries that off into the playoffs, and you start off by having Paul George on him, and then if Luka start shaking Paul George, you have Kawhi, one of the best defenders of all time. Maybe we see Clippers in 6. I wanted to go to Game 7 and end in a clutch shot. I really do. Like I want either Kawhi or Luka to hit some crazy something.
As much as I want the Mavericks to win or even pull it to a Game 7, I just don't see that happening. They have Tyronn Lue,
Especially
who's
with Porzingis being iffy on injury.
yeah, like you got Tyronn Lue, someone who is championship experienced, won the championship, probably the most impressive championship of all time. Not only that, but you got that heart and soul, Rajon Rondo and Patrick Beverly now. I mean, they've been had Patrick Beverly, but like Rondo's a different, type of person.
Rondo's a different breed.
Yeah,
They had to get him because Reggie wasn't doing much.
yeah,
Reggie was there, but like he was just there, you know.
yeah. So and this is
And they
another
still got
year.
They got Marcus Morris, who's we seen him on the Knicks before he went to the Clippers. He was really good. He's a really good defender. They have Zubac, who's underrated. They're really underrated center. Sadly they lost Montrez though, which might hurt them because I feel like Montrez was a big part.
I mean, they got Serge though. At least they got
They do have Serge, but Serge has
blocking.
been underwhelming though.
I mean, he's that shot's never gonna go away. He got that shot. Feel me? So.
All right, it's Clippers in 6. I
got Clippers on 5. Clippers on 5.
5. All right.
Yeah, like I me. I'm a really big Luka fan. I think he has the potential to be the greatest of all time. But it's so hard giving them this series or even getting 2 games out of this. Especially they're hungry. They are hungry.
Mhm.
They want to win, especially after what happened last year. So I got Clippers in 5. So that sets up. So yeah. All right. So now the
Think
East.
about that when those end.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First 8. Classic Westbrook versus Joel Embiid
Wow,
matchup.
I'm gonna love this.
Hatred. It's gonna be the Wizards gonna take 1 game, but they're all gonna be one of those games is gonna come down to the wire, and that's the game that the Wizards are gonna win because Russell Westbrook clutches up for sure.
The first time I've ever heard you say that, because you normally say Westbrook is like not
he
clutch,
does, but
choker.
we can't lie because Westbrook does shoot himself out the game. But
Nah,
Westbrook
he does sometimes.
He's been really good in these past few games that he's been playing, and he's been shooting really well.
Not the Celtics game, but like besides that,
the Celtics game, but yeah, and like Westbrook said, you never have 2 back-to-back bad games.
Yeah, of course.
They'll probably lose the first one and win the second one, but they'll probably get 3-0 in the next 3. So 6 and 5.
Me personally, I want the Wizards to win. Obviously, that's my guy, Russell Westbrook, favorite point guard of all time, 3rd favorite player of all time. But I do have the Sixers winning. They have Seth Curry now that helps a lot with the shooting. Ben Simmons, obviously, a great defender. We've talked about that before in this, today in this podcast, and this, shit. So I have the Sixers in 6 because Russell Westbrook, he plays the last like it's the last game, especially man's going against Joel Embiid. This hatred has gone for since 2018 or 19, I think. So it's always going to be
Westbrook
there.
was still in OKC.
Yeah. So Westbrook wants to win. He wants to prove the haters wrong. He wants to prove Joel Embiid wrong. So I think they're gonna get 2, especially the way they dominated the Pacers yesterday. You can't forget about that.
Well, the Pacers are a different team than the Sixers are.
I mean, yeah, but it's not like the Pacers are ass either, So I have the Sixers in 6. I feel like in game 6, when it goes down, Westbrook's gonna have 47 points and Beal's gonna have 21. I just have that feeling. I don't know why. He's done it before. Never sleep on him. You gotta.
That's a long time ago though.
It is, but Russell Westbrook is Russell Westbrook. There's no one like him.
We'll see.
All right, so your predict. Oh yeah, you already said yeah.
In 5 or 6.
Uh,
Um,
so we got
all
the
right.
Bucks.
Nets. Nah,
Oh,
second 7.
Nets. I'm bugging. I'm bugging.
Nets versus the Celtics. Losing Jalen Brown. I
Shit.
thought the Wizards was gonna beat the Celtics in the plan, but they surprised Jason Tatum with
Oh
the
yeah.
50 bomb.
Mm-hmm.
That and Kemba Walker with 26, and I think um off the bench, Tristan Thompson had a double.
Yeah,
You
Tristan Thompson's
see,
been really underrated for the Celtics this year. No one really talks about him.
if Kemba Walker steps it up, I could see them taking the game. But let's be real.
Yeah,
Let's be
bro.
real. Sweet man.
I think
We got the
same shit.
Romas.
Same shit. Like
Because who? No one guarding Kyrie on that team.
Marcus Smart.
Nobody.
Whoa. Don't sleep on Marcus Smart. You gotta.
They're gonna put Marcus Smart on James Harden, bro.
I don't know, but look, I got it a sweep. That Celtics team is nothing without Jalen Brown, and even with Jalen Brown,
Losing
it's not like they
Jalen
were that
Brown,
good either.
losing Jalen Brown, they lose a lot of defense. Because with having Jalen Brown, you could put Jalen on Harden or Kyrie, and having Marcus Smart back, you could put Marcus on Jalen on James or Kyrie, and then all you got to worry about is KD, and KD's been iffy the last few games. But we know
Yeah,
Kyrie, 27, 50, 40, 90 club. Congratulations. And we know Harden, amazing facilitator.
you know. Now that I think about it, we forgot to do the team selection. We'll do it after the playoffs though. Like
Yeah.
after we finish the thing.
All right. So sweet.
Yeah,
Hopefully, I don't want it to go to 5, but to make it interesting, maybe.
I
But
wanted to, bro. I want every look. It's not gonna happen. I want every series to go to 7. I want the best basketball possible. It's not gonna happen,
that's the
but
best basketball possible. But
yeah.
it's gonna happen. All right. 3-6. Bucks
Bucks
versus
versus
Heat
this
rematch.
might be the best match out of the whole like first round. If I'm being honest, this is.
I don't like
crazy.
what Giannis said.
What do you say? What do you say?
He was saying they asked him, "Do you think things will be different?" He said, "I don't know. I don't know how things are gonna outcome." And I'm like, "That's the
Bro, that
man you
response
paid.
is ass, bro. What the?
That's the man you're gonna pay 200 mil a year." Nah, I'm damn for sure. I bet my life. You ask Jimmy Butler that question, we beating the man. We beating their ass, bro.
Bro,
That's what
no
he's saying.
hesitation. That's exactly what he's gonna say.
That's what you see. Now, Giannis saying that. I like Giannis as a player, as a person, but that
Oh yeah, I
made
like
me
Giannis.
like lose, something because that's the second time he says some stuff where it's like he's bugging. They asked him, they're like, "Why you not guarding Jimmy?" My coach didn't say to go him. Like, bro,
Yo,
guard him, bro. That's the best player. You the DP or why not guarding the best player? And now we're not talking about Rudy Gobert, who has no mobility. You're Giannis. You try your best to stay in front of KD. You could stay in front of KD. You could stay in front of Jimmy.
yeah,
Like
like
KD is one of the best scorers of all time. So versatile.
I think he is the
Shifty.
best scorer of all time. That's why I don't think no one can guard him. If
That's
I'm
what I'm
being
saying.
honest.
Now, Jimmy Butler, who has an iffy 3-point shot, and he wants to go to that mid range or dunk. That's your specialty, rim protecting, rebounding. Come on, I don't know. He gotta stop saying stuff like that. Like that just makes me you see, for that, he in 5.
Yo, that
Just for that, because he got me tight.
he in 5?
Why are you talking crazy like that against your own team, bro? And they have Drew Holiday, who's an amazing defender and passer. Like Middleton is still good. He's underrated this season. Like it's crazy. Don't talk like that. He's lowering the morale.
I love the Heat. Obviously, they're my second favorite team, but
They're
they have
healthy.
Drew Holiday. That's a
They're
big
healthy
determining
right
factor. You know what I'm saying?
But the Heat are healthy right
Yeah, they are healthy. Look,
and Bam has been doing his pain. And Jimmy, when he came back, he brought himself into the MVP candidacy. He was top 10.
Like me, I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm not biased. I don't consider myself a biased guy. So I have Bucks in 6.
Bucks.
No, I wouldn't. Bucks in 7. Bucks in 7.
Bucks.
I feel like Drew Holiday is the is the person they needed last year. Chris Middleton, Dante DiVincenzo. No one talks about him for some reason.
He's a really good defender.
Amazing.
That's the thing about the Heat though, because he's a good perimeter defender. The Heat don't really work on the perimeter. They
I
more
mean,
they're drive and cut all the way, and not even to driving. They're like they straight they mid range and paint. Like we don't really see much 3-point shooting out of them.
mm,
And you the Heat
I
fan, so you could correct me if I'm wrong.
I'm
That
yeah. As a Heat fan, I'm gonna tell you right
Vincenzo,
now. You got to remember that Jay Crowder was getting a lot of that Giannis assignment. He's gone. He's with the Suns, so that's something big.
it wasn't so much a Giannis assignment. It was so much more of a wall. They built a
Yeah.
wall around him. You could put
So
bodies. Jimmy and Bam are amazing defenders. And who else do they have?
that's the only person that they're missing. Like
They're missing, but they are missing Derrick Jones Jr., who has long.
Okay.
I'm not for real. In all seriousness, he's a really good defender.
All right, sure.
Sure.
Nah, I'm not saying you're
Watch
not.
the
Sure,
games.
sure, bro.
All right, bro.
It's close, definitely, but Giannis, I feel like Giannis, like let's say they lock up
doesn't have
Giannis,
that
right?
killer mentality.
But they say they lock Giannis up, right? They got Chris Middleton. They don't work last year,
I'm giving you 25.
but you know who is, and I believe he can if he really wanted to. Drew Holiday, man's, it's the playoffs.
He's giving you 20.
I no, he if he really could, you got to remember this man is amazing. He
Drew
might be the
Holiday
second
not
best player
putting
on
the
that
ball on
team.
the floor like that.
If he needs to, I feel like he really could. That's just my opinion. Like he's that guy.
He's
There's a reason.
facilitator. He's
Yeah,
a facilitator and a defender. He's not a person that's gonna dribble, bake you off the dribble and score.
you got to remember. There's a reason that they gave up 4 first-round picks for him. He's that guy. People need to forget him and Jimmy Butler. While Jimmy Butler is the better player, it's not that far. You also got to. This is my opinion. Look,
Drew
Jimmy
Holiday
Butler.
is not leading the team to the finals.
No, I don't think Jimmy Butler is better, but like play style wise and like everything else, everything Jimmy Butler does, I feel Drew Holiday could do, except lead a team. That's just me, you know.
But when I make the argument for Kyrie, you say that's nonsense, bro.
What do you mean? All right, let's not get sidetracked.
Right. We can talk about that another time.
Right.
Nah, bro. I don't see that. Drew Holiday is a better passer than Jimmy. I'll give him that. Jimmy's a way better rebounder. He's a better defender. He's a better. He knows how to control the offense better.
Really? He's not really much of a.
He's not, and I don't mean in scoring. What I mean is he could slow down the games at his pace and work the way he wants to. We've seen him do that a lot. And back to what you said, being a leader is a big part.
Yeah, for sure, bro. I know what you mean.
Drew Holiday is really good. I like Drew Holiday. I wanted him to come to the Nets because I prefer Harden because Harden's the MVP candidate. Yeah. But Drew Holiday on that team is an amazing defense. Kyrie don't have to worry about defense. I don't know. Bucks, Giannis is not a good He's his mindset is it doesn't look like he's there to play ball. He looks like he's just there.
I wouldn't say all that, bro. Giannis is that guy.
Because you
he's
can't
a top 5 player
like
in the NBA.
But you can't talk like that, like how he's talking. That's not a good leader for a team. That's what I'm saying. That's what's bugging me. And if Giannis doesn't have the confidence to say, yes, my team's gonna go out there and win, why should I believe in the Bucks?
Because, bro, the Bucks have been there before. I feel like they're hungry, just like the Clippers. They're embarrassed of what happened last year, and they want the Heat. They want to go against the Heat because of that.
Confident. You need that. Look, you see the difference of Lonzo and LaMelo is confidence.
Are you sure about that?
The difference is confidence because Lonzo gained confidence and now he's shooting way better this year.
Yeah, for sure, but it also it also it has to do a lot with confidence. If Damian Lillard didn't have confidence, he wouldn't have hit that shot against Paul George against the OKC Thunder. You know, everyone needs confidence, but it's also skill. And Giannis has amazing skill.
He's not a good closer though.
That's why we have Drew Holiday, Dante DiVincenzo, and Chris Middleton. Yo,
If you foul Giannis at the free throw line, it's not a good chance that he makes it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But you could say the same thing about LeBron.
Look,
And isn't LeBron one of the greatest players of all time?
you're right.
Actually, let me see who has a higher free throw percentage. You can keep talking.
LeBron does because Giannis he gets a lot of texts for over 10 seconds.
So you think that LeBron has a higher free throw percentage than Giannis?
Mm-hmm.
All right, look. So I looked at both stats, and look,
Giannis is
by
higher.
by 1.3%, LeBron is higher. So it's
okay.
like, come on.
All right.
You can't really say the free throw thing. Yeah,
okay.
but it's come on, you know.
All right.
So final thoughts about the series.
If Giannis is shooting threes, Bucks in 6. If he's making threes consistently.
But you went from saying Heat in 5 to Bucks in 6?
If he's making threes.
That's a definitive factor if he makes threes?
Because threes are more than 2. You could have as many layups as you want, but I'd rather have Steph Curry at the end of the day.
Also, you forgot PJ Tucker is also on the Bucks, and I feel like he can help a lot. So not only that, you have a PJ Tucker who is amazing defender. What you think you're talking about the Heat defense? Let's talk about the Bucks defense. Drew Holiday, Giannis, Defensive Player of the Year last year. PJ Tucker, we know he's that man when it comes to defense. When he was with the Raptors and he went against the Cavs, they lost, but people were calling him the LeBron stopper. You know why? Because he was making it hard for LeBron. And if you can make it hard for LeBron, he can make it hard for Jimmy Butler. Tyler Hero is getting his ass clamped up. Honestly, but Drew Holiday is gonna clamp him up. I don't even think we need Drew Holiday to clamp him up. He's gonna clamp himself up. I feel like last year was a fluke. I love Hero. Obviously, you know, he finished it, but I feel like
if this is coming from the Heat fan, I guess we gotta.
No. It's close.
Me.
It's
You
close. It's
me.
close. Yeah, I convinced you.
You convinced me.
All right. So what do you think then?
Bucks and 7.
I got Bucks and 7 too.
I was just heated, but all right. Last matchup: the Knicks versus the Hawks.
Knicks and 5. Like, I'm serious. Like, bro, who the hell is on that team? Trae Young. Who's gonna step healthy? Up? Yeah.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, and you have John Collins, who's a pretty good defender, bro. It could give Julius Randle some trouble.
I mean, 100%, yeah, but no one's gonna step up on that team. DeAndre Hunter, Cameron Reddish,
Trae Young,
Kevin Herter. Besides Trae Young, that's what I'm talking about. Besides Trae Young,
you never know because playoffs is where people were made. Because nobody knew Rondo's on the nobody knew. Huh? Nobody knew Rondo on the Celtics until he was playoff Rondo.
And guess what? Julius Randle's gonna make a name for himself and make it to the conference. They chill, but man's gonna fuck around and average 29 points in the first round and beat the Hawks convincingly. He's like a mini Giannis. If you look at their stats, I mean stats wise, I'm not stats wise, they're average like it's like a mini Giannis type shit, you know. So
I see that.
Yeah.
All right. I just didn't want it to be 5.
No, I don't want it to be 5 either. You know, like I said, I want every
maybe
series.
6.
So you should get
maybe 6. Because you don't have a consistent number 3 or number 2 on the Knicks.
Oh, that's facts. That's facts. Yeah, I understand that. Derrick Rose.
Because you never know who he's good, but he does have his off nights.
I mean,
I love Derrick
everyone
Rose,
has their off nights. Come on.
That's what I'm saying though. That's an off night. Like look at the play. They said in the play-in tournament. I had the Hornets over the Pacers because I just wanted to see LaMelo in the front.
That's facts. Who the fuck wants to see the Pacers? You know, like no offense to Pacers fans, but like, come on.
Yeah, But LaMelo sold. The Hornets sold. And the Pacers broke every record in one night.
Wait. What you talking about? Broke every record in one night.
They broke every play-in record in one night.
Oh, play. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this matchup?
I want 6.
6.
Probably 5, but I want 6.
All right. So we agreed on every matchup. Jazz, Lakers, Clippers,
Nuggets,
the Nuggets. So we got the same
Sixers,
4.
Knicks, Bucks, and Nets.
Yeah. So we forgot to do this. NBA all team selections. I'm at my phone up just in case I forget someone because I tend to do that.
I didn't write it down, but I hope I remember.
All right, so point guard. I mean, 2 guards for me are Curry and Luka. Forward, I have Giannis. Then, look, I'm gonna have Embiid, then Jokic as my All-NBA first team. Because Embiid just classified as a forward this year.
Who are your guards again?
Center. My forwards. My guards are Luka and Curry.
All right. I'll have Curry, Chris, and then everything else the same. Curry, Chris, Giannis, Joel, Jokic.
Second team, I have. Actually, you go first because hold on. I mess around and forget someone real quick.
I got Dame, Luka,
Kawhi.
Julius.
Oh, okay. There's also, LeBron. You said LeBron also.
I did say that, but I seen a couple videos that made me change my mind. All right, Dame, Luka, Julius,
Rudy, my boy Rudy.
Yeah, let's go Kawhi.
All right. For me, it's Dame for sure. Mm-hmm. Then I have Chris Paul, Kawhi Leonard, Julius Randle, and Rudy Gobert. That's my second team.
That's a good team.
And what about your third?
Harden, Kyrie.
2 Nets players? That's
yeah.
All right.
Paul George, LeBron, and I'm stuck between Draymond and Bam.
Draymond.
I'm joking.
Oh, yo, that was crazy.
It's Bam.
That was crazy.
Bam number 3.
All right.
Oh, before you say this, LeBron and James Harden have played the same amount of games.
No. LeBron's played more. I checked.
They didn't, bro. It's the same game.
No, I checked. You can check right now too.
I gotta check, man.
Look,
while you do your list, I'm gonna check.
All right. So guard, I want to put Westbrook so much, and he could make it, but nah. I have Bradley Beal, Kyrie Irving, LeBron James. Power forward. Forward. I'd say Paul George for sure, but it's close between him and Jimmy Butler. I was gonna have Jimmy there. And center, who do you have for center? I forgot.
Bam.
Bam.
For
center, yo.
He did play more games.
Yeah,
11. 9.
So, for centered in the NBA, I feel like I'm missing someone crazy right now.
I don't think you are, because if we go through the best centers, I don't think Cat is better than Bam this year.
Yeah, so I'll put Bam center. Hopefully I didn't forget anyone. I probably did. Let me make sure. Just
I don't think we did. Only person I'll say that got snubbed is Jimmy, JT,
Russell Westbrook. Oh no. What I did have is in 13 I had Kyrie, Beal, Jason Tatum, LeBron, then Bam Adebayo.
Tatum over George.
So you have him. So you still have George number 3 or Jason Tatum?
I gotta check their stats.
It's close for sure because you gotta think about it. Like, yeah, Jason Tatum's averaging more points and shit, but Jason Tatum is leading, team to the
Celtics.
the team. Jason Tatum is leading the team to the 7th seed right now. Well, it's only a 1 seed difference, 6th and 7th.
With the record.
Yeah, the record matters a lot, but I do have Tatum NBA 13.
All right. So this year Tatum is averaging 26, 4 assists and 7 rebounds with half a block and 1.2 steals. And Paul George is averaging 23, 5 assists and about 6.6 rebounds with 1.1 steals and 0.4 blocks. So yeah, I'll
Yeah,
put Tatum.
it's
I'll put
definitely
Tatum.
close, but I have Jason Tatum, 13.
Yeah.
So, Russell Westbrook, he could make
That's
it.
another snub.
Also, James Harden can make it too. I'm not forgetting about him. Devin Booker also. A lot of
But
snubs this year.
my thing is like Kyrie has been there's no bias. Kyrie has been consistently a really good guard this whole year.
Yeah.
Like consistently. Besides the beginning of the year, which was crazy for him missing those games. But
that was crazy. There's no
but he picked it up since then. He hasn't had any issues. He's kept it to himself, especially going through Ramadan, still playing really good. He's doing really good. And Beal, of course, scoring monster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could do all defense, all rookie.
We could do that.
But like I don't think it took us a long time though to do all-star. Like that's like the main thing, like the all NBA team. So I feel like next time we do this,
we can do defensive, but we leave our rookie because I haven't been watching much rookies.
Bro, I generally don't know who to give you for all defensive team. Like it's gonna take me like 10 minutes.
You got Drew Holiday. I'm gonna just say defensive players.
You can say defensive.
Drew Matisse. You got Bam, Ben Simmons, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green. You got Wiggins.
Bam Adebayo.
I said him.
I wouldn't say Wiggins is an all defensive team.
Who else? Got Dylan Brooks.
Of course.
Royce O'Neal.
Joel Embiid. Yeah, so there's a lot of players we can name and shit, but I think we covered it for today.
I feel like we did a lot of good work today. You want to do this? We'll talk about that after.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after.
Well, this was the bank shot with your boy Jaden, your boy Jorge.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys are here to watch. We're just a couple of kids from New York trying to do our thing, man.
Of course. Like let us know any suggestions, like what we should do different, like should we make it shorter, longer, we should talk about. We're open to new ideas since this is our first time. We might get a new co-host, of course. My boy Trey couldn't be here today.
Trayvon.
My boy Trayvon, so yeah, like let us know. Hope y'all enjoy. Our socials are in the description, all that shit. So I'll see ya.
Peace out.
Peace.